Hey guys, Christina Popovic here, life, health, and mindset coach. I wanted to hop on quickly today. I hope that you can hear me because I hear an airplane flying over and it's kind of loud. I just had a little aha moment and I wanted to share it with you. Just something so powerful to me, something very simple that to you might seem like silly or like nothing, but to me is so huge. And maybe you'll resonate with it. Maybe some of you women will resonate with it. Please give me a heart or a comment if you're anything like me in what I'm about to talk about. So I was sitting on the couch watching one of my favorite shows, Grey's Anatomy, right now by myself, and my husband is upstairs in his man cave playing video games. And it sounds so normal and simple, but I had just this epiphany moment of how happy I was, like in this moment of just like, my son's playing at his grandpa's house right now, and I'm really enjoying just a few minutes of quiet time by myself, and my husband's enjoying a few minutes of quiet time, by himself, and we're kind of just doing our own thing in the same house, and we're about to go play golf in a little bit, so we'll have time to spend together. But the point is that not that long ago, last year, 2 years ago for sure, but even probably, I don't know about last year, but my point is it hasn't been that long ago that I would not have been able to sit in the situation that I'm just sitting in right now, where he's upstairs and I'm downstairs and we're doing our own thing, and we're not mad, we're not fighting, we're just allowing a little bit of spaciousness that would not have been something that we would have done because of me. Because of me, I would have taken it personally if he had said like, hey, I want to go play some video games for a little while. I'll be upstairs. I would have taken it personally, like, I'm not enough. Like, if I were enough, if he really loved me, if he was attracted to me, if I was, if he loved me like he used to, or some silly story, I would have felt like, man, I must not be, why am I not enough for him to want to hang out with me? If he really loved me like I want him to, he would want to be with me. He wouldn't want to be playing video games. And that was all. It wasn't that he didn't love me. It wasn't that I wasn't enough. It wasn't that he wasn't attracted to me. I was not in a place for my whole life up until the past, up until I really went on deep dive into this, personal development and coaching and working with coaches and my own personal coaches and learning and going on this journey for myself. Before then, I had such a low self-esteem that I had such a big void in my heart, in the person that I am, that I was not able to be by myself or just be me, or not take it personally if my husband didn't want to be around me all the time. It made me feel like something was wrong with me. I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't skinny enough, I wasn't fun enough, I wasn't something that it said something about me. And it just sitting on the couch watching my show and him being upstairs playing video games and us both being happy and enjoying a little bit of quiet time to ourselves, to be able to do that and be happy and be able to actually enjoy that, it was like I noticed the moment, and it just filled me with, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself of the growth that I have done for myself, on myself. And the work that I do and want to continue to do even more and even deeper with other women, it doesn't only affect your business. It does affect your business, but it also spills over into the rest of your life. And it was just like this aha moment where I really recognized it, like how far I've come and why I'm able to sit and to feel complete with or without him, with or without outside approval from anybody else, that I love myself. And I have never been able to say that and it really be the truth. Never. And so it is such a huge thing for me. It's so huge. And I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so grateful for the coaches that have coached me, for the mentors that I've invested in. And I'm proud of myself that I knew that I was worth it, and that this was the kind of life that I wanted, that I wanted to be. I remember telling a coach it was probably in April or May of last year even. I remember telling this specific coach, I want to be able to stand confidently on my own 2 feet, to know my worth and to know my value and to know my purpose, and for it not to depend one single bit on anybody else. For that worthy feeling, for that sense of my own worth and my own value and who I am, not to be tied to my husband, to how much he loves me, to how much other people love me, but to truly be able to stand, to feel it, to know it, just for myself. And I can confidently say that I am there. And it feels so good. And I want to help other women to get there, because I know that I am not the only woman who's struggled with self-confidence, self-love, self-esteem, your sense of worthiness, your sense of value. Maybe some things have happened to you when you were young that gave you these stories of, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not lovable, And I am so thankful that I no longer need my husband to fill a void that is mine to fill, that is God's to fill, that I am full by myself, on my own, that I can sit and he can want to go and do something or spend time by himself, and I don't take it personal, and I'm not mad at him for it, and I'm full. I feel like I'm a complete person, and I never felt that before. And this is what I want to help other women to get to. I want you to get to a place where you know what your worth is. You know that you're amazing, and you know that you're strong, and that you're beautiful, and that you have a purpose, and that you're loved and lovable and cherished, and that you are not alone, that you are being led by God, that you don't need someone else to constantly want to be with you or tell you, validate you, or tell you, you don't constantly need somebody to tell you that you're good enough, or you're pretty, or you're whatever it is that you need to hear. You no longer need that from an outside source, that you just know who you are, and you love yourself. I just wanted to share that. I feel like I'm totally rambling and not explaining this very well, but my point was, it just really hit me how far I've come, and I'm so thankful, and I'm so proud of myself for stepping up for myself, for showing up for myself, for putting in the work to do that inner work, to love myself, and how much it's spilled over into all areas of my life. It's spilled over into my business and helped me have success in my business. And more importantly than that, it's spilled into my marriage and has transformed my marriage. I'm telling you, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago, we would get in these big fights because he would want to go golf or go hang out with his guy friends or play a video game in the next room, and I would get upset. I would get mad. I would say, oh, well, like I thought that you would want to hang out with me, like why don't you love me, and why don't you, why am I not enough for you, and blah blah blah. And I just like I feel so sad for that version of myself because she was hurting. It's not that she was trying to be, a biatch to him or not let him live his life or do anything. But when you have no self-esteem like that and you're codependent on someone else for validation and for love, it's because you have such a hole in yourself that without those constant things, without someone else constantly pouring enough into you so that you feel like you're valuable, you feel lost. You feel like it gives you like this anxiety that you can't even handle. And so you need it constantly. And when you have someone who loves you and who's a wonderful guy like my husband is, he'll try, he'll do his best. But of course, like that's not his role. That's not your husband's role to make you feel the way that you should feel on your own, to give you a sense of your own value and worth and love. Your tank should be filled from you knowing that you love yourself, from you knowing who you are. Your tank should be full. And then everybody else's validation and love makes it overflow. But it shouldn't be empty without everybody else. And that's where I was years ago for a long, long time. And I'm so thankful, and I really felt it like in a moment. I thought, wow, look at how far I've come. I would have never been able to sit here and watch TV and really enjoy my time and feel so happy knowing that my husband is enjoying his time. And it's like before, when I had no self-love, I felt like, what was I going to say? Oh, like I was my person, but my husband was like a piece in my world. He was just a pawn in my world. He was just a piece that made me feel loved and made me feel like I was enough. And that's not his role, and that's not what he's meant to do, right? And so now that I love myself and I've done this work to love myself, now I'm my own person and he's his own person. And I can be totally happy with him being his own person. I can let go. Like, I'm not like clinging to him so tightly of like, no, where are you going? Like, no, why don't you want to be with me? I don't have this tight rope on him anymore. And he's so sweet and wonderful that he very, very rarely ever complained about that version of me who held on so tight because he loved me. But now that we're this version of where I stand on my own 2 feet and I love myself, he can be so much happier because he can now be he's a person. He can be his own person and I am my own person. And now we get to enjoy each other as equal parts instead of one part being the victim and the other part being the savior, Anyway, long story, kind of babbling. I hope this resonates with someone. My point is that doing the inner work on loving yourself and figuring out, tapping into your own personal power and figuring out, being able to look in the mirror and like what you see, to be able to look in the mirror and know who you are and love who you are. And to be able to finally have a mirror of truth, a mirror that you're looking in that's not saying, you're not good enough, you're not pretty, you're not this, you're too dirty, you're too this. You don't want that mirror anymore because that's the mirror you've had your whole life. You want a mirror of truth. And for me, that's God. For me, I now rest in the assurance of I am who he says I am. And I am the daughter of a king. And I am powerful. And I am strong. And I am brave. And I am beautiful. And I'm a freaking badass. So it's just a completely different existence. And I want to help other women to get there because it changes your entire life. It changes the mother that you are. It changes the wife that you are. It changes the business owner that you are. It changes the person, the self when you're alone and you're just you, it changes that person. And it's such a better person. It's such a better place to be and to live from. And I want to help you to do that. And so when I talked about my 8-week program coming up here, Fear to Fierce, 8-week group coaching program, I talked about in the last video that's pinned to the top of this page about how much it's going to transform your business, and it will. And this is the work that I'm talking about. This is the work that I want to share with you, the things that I've done to get me from a place where I had no self-esteem and no sense of my own value, and I was codependent on my husband to love me and to show me love and to show me who I was, and to being the woman that you see right now. And I hope that it's obvious the difference, that you can see that. And I want to help you to be able to do that. And that is exactly what we're going to do in this 8-week group coaching program, From Fear to Fierce. And I just want to say that it not only is going to spill into your business and transform your business so that you can be attracting the clients that you want to serve, that you want to powerfully serve, that you know that you can serve, but it's also going to spill into all other areas and transform who you are as a wife, as a person, who you show up as in the world. That version of you, that highest version of you, I know if you're one of my 5 that I know this group is for, you are strong and powerful and capable. You've got fire inside. And you also have a side of you that's very hurt, that's very, that's your little girl hurt self. And that is the place that you've been operating from so far, maybe in your business, or maybe in your life, maybe in your marriage. And I want to help you to love on that little girl and to take her by the hand and to allow the powerful version of you, the powerful part of you that's inside, to lead and to be in the driver's seat of who you show up as in the world every single day. Anyway, this ended up being long and rambling, and I hope it made sense. And thank you for watching. If you watch the replay, please shoot me a comment. Tell me if any of this made sense to you. Give me a heart, and thank you so much for listening if you chose to listen this far. So have a great day. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.